there's a lot of power in my hands, isn't there? I mean, why'd I go there? I can tell the suspense is building. I feel like I'm gonna have to edit in some really like suspenseful music, like to really get the listeners thinking, oh my god, where's he going with this? Who's going to be doing the dishes for the next fortnight? We're going to get your very best, well I say best, technically it's your worst, isn't it? The worst thing you hate in a gym environment, fitness environment, health environment, and then we're going to rank it using our ranking scale, which is Tom's going to come on to. And then my idea is, now I'm not trying to cause domestic here, so everyone relax, but essentially whoever wins this, there's got to be some sort of forfeit, isn't there? So I don't know who wants to clean the barbells, who wants to clean all the shore cup, who wants to do the dishes. I mean, we can make these things happen. I'd love to see it happen, whoever loses. So before we get into that, Tom, how are we going to rank this week?
Oh, we're going with the old classic, aren't we? We're all going to go with the RPC scale.
Oh, right,
we're going with the RPC
yourself.
scale, Bill.
So,
for anyone that's kind of into fitness, they might know what the RPE scale is, which is rate of perceived exertion. So on a scale of 1 to 10, basically how difficult you find an exercise. On this podcast, when we're judging our pet peeves, we go for the RPC scale, which is the rate of perceived cuntery. So basically, how terrible we're finding something. So I don't know, like someone leaving a load of plates on a barbell is like that's a solid 10, isn't it, Bill?
Yeah.
Solid 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or someone like asking to borrow your chalk during mid-set, that's like a low 3, I'd say, for me. And that's how we basically, on a scale of 1 to 10, basically.
Yeah.
Someone coming in with like a gun in the gym, that would be quite high up there, because that's quite uncouth. The etiquette just isn't there.
Yeah.
What we'll do? Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Yeah. Okay, so mine personally is, if you're in charge of the speaker in a gym and you play awful music, then that is one of my pet peeves, especially in the CrossFit Society. Obviously, if we're doing heavy lifting, I do not want to be listening to Taylor Swift or Frank Sinatra during that. So yes, that is probably up there with one of my most annoying things in the gym.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting one, isn't it? I mean, music is subjective, but I think if you're doing a big workout. But then saying that, I mean, I don't know how you guys feel. Whenever I'm doing like a really hard workout, I sometimes forget the music's even playing.
Yeah, workouts, I guess it doesn't really matter, but for everything else, I just think at least should have some sort of BPM and not, a certain high pitch
really slow
noise.
I've only ever been in like one little spit and sawdust gym where they got to play whatever they want. And it was pretty cool because they had obviously they didn't give a fuck about like licensing, etc. So they was playing Metallica, they was playing Pantera, all my favourites, They was playing just like heavy metal in general, which was great for me. But I work in a commercial gym now, and with most commercial gyms, it's almost like it's a prerequisite that they play the most awful music possible. Yeah.
Is that because they're not willing to pay for the license though?
Oh yeah, 100%. Not willing to pay for the license.
They probably can't afford it, can they? If they're £4 a month membership, some of these commercial gyms, it's so cheap, isn't it? Like, you pay nothing, do you?
But you know what? Like, I think this actually extends beyond the gym. To be honest with you, it's that old meme, isn't there? Like when someone gets the AUX cable, and it's like a big bit of responsibility, and especially like if you're driving with someone. So I know I'm going way off topic with the gym here, but it annoys me in general when people just select shit music in general. 1 second. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm having to whisper because my partner is in the next room and I'm about to talk about her because I had a 4-hour drive back from York yesterday. And I swear she had the same 10 songs on her playlist the whole journey back, and I wanted to fucking crash the car on purpose. It was that bad. So this gets a solid 10 from me just because it's still fresh in my head.
Oh, God, bloody hell.
I never want to hear fucking... I never want to hear Frankie Valli again. Is all I'll say.
Wow. I don't think I'm going to go as high as a 10, but Tom's absolutely erupted there, wow we. I don't know. I think it's high up there, isn't it? The way you put it, I don't really want to be doing a 1RM snatch to Taylor Swift, that's for sure. I think. But then, I mean, I can train in silence. Well, I can train in silence. I mean, I've trained in silence numerous times, but it doesn't really bother me too much. Just no music at all. I think I'll give it.
Your own breathing.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, well, I think it's good training, is it? No external stimulus, no external motivation, just me and my own thoughts trying to get through. I'm in Fran or something. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 7, Amber. 7.
Okay.
Yeah, 'cause it's still important.
You guys have shot out the
Oh, no. Ginger's absolutely fuming. God, you got to bring it back in.
I feel like I've already lost now. I don't even need to tell you what mine is. But anyway, so I guess mine's, you've probably heard it before, people squatting in the squat rack. Wrong. Bicep curling in the squat rack. Yeah. Everyone hates that. Mm-hmm. But so when we train at Blandford here every now and again, there's only 2 full squat racks. Right. And 9 times out of 10, you go in, one's 100% always being used. And then sometimes there's already someone else in the other squat rack as well. Now, I'm content if people are in there. And I'll say if they're squatting, that's fine. If they're shoulder pressing, do you know what? I can deal with that as well. Shoulder pressing or jerking, I'm happy with that. But when you've got the safety bars out and you've got a 30-kilo barbell sat on the safety bars, and then you're picking the barbell off the safety bars to put it onto the floor to do power snatches, like that, for me, is next level ridiculous. You taking a squat rack when there's a lifting platform right there to do a power snatch. Like, mate, come on, have a day off. So, yeah, for me, like, use the equipment as it's intended. If it's a squat rack, squat. If not, get on the floor.
Yeah, I think this has got numerous parts to this one, isn't there? You've got if we can go back to the basics of time's a barrier. If you've only got an hour to train, Ginge, you go in there, you've got to wait half an hour for someone to finish their power snatching in the wrong apparatus. It's a bit of a nightmare, isn't it? So I think
that's just your routine up, mate. You have to start with a neck on instead of a strength.
Oh, that throws everything off, doesn't it? Yeah, that's a game changer. That definitely messes things up. I don't know. Tom, what are you thinking? You look like deep in thought, mate.
I don't want to repeat myself, but once again, that is a very, very high one. So the thing is, like, I currently have the privilege of working in a gym where there's 3 squat racks, but they're double-sided. So technically, you got 6 squat racks realistically, and we've got barbells for each side as well. But I do remember the days where I used to go to a gym where there was like maybe 1 squat rack, and you just have that one twat in there doing curls with exactly that 30-kilo barbell. When you know that there's 30-kilo fixed barbells in a commercial gym anyway, just around the other side of the room, and they can fucking mince around in the mirror all they want then with their bicep curls. So to take up a whole squat rack for that is extremely frustrating. I mean, I'd say like, do you know, like you said, like, if someone's doing overhead press, and I've got to defend this because I do it myself, but doing stuff like overhead press and a squat rack is fine if it's relatively heavy. Do you know what I mean? But when someone does anything which they could do anywhere else, but it's in the squat rack, it does frustrate me. So
if you can fully power clean the barbell up, then I feel like you can do anything from the floor. Like,
not that I want to help your score, but even when we went in and they were doing pull-ups in a squat rack, when there were other pull-up bars.
Right. So that is exactly the point I was about to make. We had like a rig, like a big, we called it our functional rig. It's like one big monkey bar section in our gym, basically. And it was great because everyone used to do their pull-ups on there, their muscle-ups, their everything on there, right? And it's just recently been taken down. So now no one's got anywhere to do their pull-ups except for in the squat racks. And today's the first time I've properly noticed how much of a dramatic impact having that rig taken down has had on us. Because today I couldn't do anything without some fucker like coming up next to me and doing like pull-ups and chin-ups and muscle-ups. And I wouldn't mind as much if it was empty, but it's like, come on. I'm trying to do some complex things here and you're just in the way. Yeah. So do you know what? I'm sorry, but that has to overtake yours, Ginge. That's like, that's an 11.
I was adding to yours, but I'll take that one as well then.
Yeah, all right. Oh,
that's going up. That's going up. Yeah.
God, you both set Tom off there. That's some big scores there, I think.
It's been a difficult week.
I can tell, Tom. Buddy, is that 2 10s from you then?
Yeah, 2 10s.
Oh, God,
I feel like the first 2 10s I've had, actually.
This is on you, Bill.
It's on me then, isn't it? Oh, dear.
No
Bill, I tell you what, mate. Genuinely, I don't want to be cleaning anything, pal.
Oh, God, Ginger's terrified.
Join us, Bill. Join the hate.
There's a lot of power in my hands, isn't there? I mean, where'd I go there? I can tell the suspense is building. I feel like I'm going to have to edit in some really like suspenseful music, like to really get the listeners thinking, oh my God, where's he going with this? Who's going to be doing the dishes for the next fortnight? I mean, I've got to go back to my earlier comment of music thing doesn't bother me too much. So I feel like I'm probably going to have to, even though the one you said is not the end of the world, I'm going to probably say 8 for that one. Yeah, 8. So we've got a winner. We've got a winner. He's victorious.
I promise I won't exploit my winnings in any way at all.
No.